Hello everyone. Today I'll be doing a couple mods to the ITR. Trying to get it track prep for ITR Expo that's coming up in September 6th and 7th out at Road America. I'll be putting in new rotors in the front as well as new pads. Also in the rear I'll be changing out the old pads and putting new pads in, as well as putting in H&R wheel spacers in the rear. I bought some front ones a while back, and now the rear needs wheel spacers badly, so I got some 15 mils that will be going back there just to poke it out just a little bit. It should be flush, so we'll find out once we put them in, once I put them in. Alright, stay tuned. Okay, the rotors that I got, as you can see here, is frozen rotors. Here's a part number. I've never used these before, but I heard from my brother-in-law that they were pretty good. So I went ahead and ordered some. I just got the standard kind of OEM style, but they're supposed to be better than OEM, so we'll give it a shot, see how they feel at the track. Here's the other pair. And then here's my box of other goodies. This is my H&R wheel spacer. This is the front pads that I'll be running. Based on the description, it's supposed to be pretty good for just any track use, so that's why I went ahead and bought it. I'm gonna try it and see how it feels. I ran the HP Plus with my other cars, and it feels pretty good. So these are supposed to be a little bit better, I believe, than HP Plus. And then for the rear, I just got the HPS. So I'll be putting these on shortly here. Well, just as I was starting to do my install, it started raining. Okay, I just pulled the Type R into the garage. The next step here is to jack it up. And I forgot to mention earlier, I'll also be doing a oil change on it as well. The oil on the car hasn't even been over 1,000 miles yet, but it's been sitting for the last 3 months. I hardly drive it, so I'm gonna change it, put some new synthetic oil in there. That way it's all nice and clean and ready for track. Okay, right now I'm underneath the car. It's kind of dark down here, so I probably won't show the process of doing the oil change, but it's pretty simple. Here's the oil pan, the drain plug right here, and then the filter is right up. Filter is right up there. It's kind of dark, but it's this thing right up here. So that's pretty much it. You just drain the oil out. After the oil drains, take out the filter, put a new one in, and tighten it back up. That's pretty much it. So nothing special. Okay, all the lug nuts are out. Just gotta pop the tires off. Got to do it before of the car while it's still on the ground, but you can still see here without the wheel spacer, it's in there pretty good. So with the wheel spacers, 15 mil should pop it out. I would say just flush, but we'll find out. But kind of hard to tell, kind of hard to see. But with the car being on the ground, the tire is way in there. Should have did it before, but now it's up in the air. I don't want to drop it back down. So. Okay, this is the front driver's side. Here's my 10 mil spacer. If you haven't seen the video of it, go check it out. Alright, ran into some issues trying to take the spacers out. As you can see, I can pull on it as hard as I can and it won't even budge. I found a method that one of the guys on there used and tried it on mine and it worked. So I'll show you guys what the method is. The guy that I found it from, YouTube channel is called Euro Julian. So just happened to browse around and found his method and I liked it and I tried it and it worked. So I'll show you guys how it's done. Okay, here's how it's done. For the H&R, I don't know if they're all the same, but on the Type R, Based on the guy's method, I went and found a socket that fits inside one of these holes snug. Well, mine's kind of loose, but it still does the work. So as long as it fits in there, and all that you do is, once it's in there, you just tap it up and down with the hammer or the mallet, and that doesn't damage your spacers. If you were to pry it or any other method, you might damage it, but this method is pretty safe. Mine's got extended studs, so I gotta use an extension on my already extension 10 mil. So pretty much you put it in there, put the extension on, just tap it. Just jump around. Put the camera back more. See, it's opening up a gap there. Once you get the gap to be open wide enough, you can use a flathead and pry out. That way it doesn't damage it. Okay, now that I got the wheel spacers off, the next step is to take there's two screws holding the rotors onto the hub. There's one right there and there's one on the opposite side. In order to take those screws out, you gotta use an impact screwdriver. This thing is pretty heavy. What this thing does is it puts pressure on it. It has been in here for a long time and they seize in there, and with corrosion, all that stuff, it won't come out with just a normal screwdriver. So you got to take one of these impact screwdriver, and what you do is you put it on there, you turn it to your left, and you tap it with a mallet or a hammer, and as you tap it, it'll put pressure on there, and in turns it will turn the screw. So that's what I'll be doing, and show you guys how that's done. There you go, got the first one off. The other one is down here. Then we'll get that one too. Got that one too. These screws can strip pretty easily, so you gotta be very careful when you hold on to the impact. You gotta turn to your left, hold it there pretty tight, and don't let it move while you hit it. And if you do it right, a couple hits should pop it right off. Okay, now that we got the screws out of the rotors, the next step here that I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the caliper. It's held down by two bolts. One here, and then once I take that out, this whole caliper should be able to pop right off. And then in order for the rotors to fully come out, there's two brackets. There's two larger bolts back here. Let's see if I can. Kind of dark, hard to see, but there's this one here, right there, and then there's one on the bottom that holds the bracket on there. So That's what I'll be doing. Okay, as you guys can see, I got the 2 bolts out, holding the top, and one on the bottom. Both of them are out. Actually, right over here. So that. This thing should be able to just come out, just like that. Set the top there for now. Gotta get a bungee cord and bungee cord it to the suspension up there. Alright, I got the rotor out.